Live. All right, so this is a very impromptu last minute live stream. We just decided to go live because the timing is right. It's about, I'm guessing, like early afternoon in California, which is where a lot of our friends are, and it is Sunday night here in Croatia. So we are going live just for a little bit before we go to bed here. This is our bit rate is low. I don't think I can go faster. I'm not gonna worry about it, huh? Video bit rate.
If anybody's watching right now, do we look and sound okay?
I'm gonna try to see if I can increase it a little bit. Okay. It is what it is. We don't really have a super fast internet connection here, so we're always tethering off of our phones. So it's just, whatever it's able to handle. So anyways, yeah, we are in. How long have we been back?
I think today's day. Oh, we have a calendar.
We've been back in Croatia a little over a month.
I think it's 32nd day.
Yeah, because I think
we came on the 2nd. Well, the
at
first.
the beginning of April we came back. Yeah, so we got 8 people right now. Indie projects. All right, cool. Hey guys, you guys are stuck like us.
Like the world.
Like the world, but stuck from being in our vans, I guess. But it looks like you guys are having fun doing a remodel of your van. We're not sure if we can do that, actually. I don't think we can go to the hardware store. We'll go to the Bauhaus.
It's open.
So, yeah. Yeah, it's good that we have decent internet, even if it's through our phones. Use a keyframe frequency, 4 seconds or less. Okay, I don't know.
YouTube's yelling at us right now.
Yeah.
Very bossy YouTube.
I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm going to do this.
Dan's changing settings. Everybody's just staring at you, staring at your computer.
I don't even know if these changes that I'm making is making any actual changes. Okay, cool. Sound is good. What's going on with the comments? I couldn't write. Oh, in the community post, really? The community post should work.
No, in the YouTube community. Remember, if you do it from your mobile phone, it has a bug in it this week.
I don't know if it's just this week or if it's always been like that. So I make a link. Lockdown the UK. Hi, you're European Airstreamer. That's cool. You are one of the few people with Airstreams in Europe. Okay, so anyways, going back to Amal's comment about the community post, I'm assuming you mean something that we found this week, which I don't know. Karen from Morocco. Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Community post, when you click on the link, which I create a community post for every video that I upload, and I click on that and it goes to the community post that I create on the desktop, it works fine. On the computer, it works fine. But when you click on the link in the description from your mobile device, tablet or phone, it goes to a weird page. That's not normal. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm assuming it's a problem with YouTube.
Mine doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, yours doesn't
Mine
click to go
just
anywhere?
like...
Just hangs?
Yeah, it just hangs. So last week it worked fine. It's just this week for some reason.
YouTube made some changes. Because it goes to a link. It's youtube.com/post/ and then like the ID of the post. But what must have happened between whenever it worked before and now is, now when it goes to youtube.com/post, it goes to somebody's page who has the name username/post. So that's broken. They got to fix that. They probably didn't know that somebody could create post as their name. Lab Dad from Colorado. Hello, Lab Dad. So yeah, that's the community post issue that I'm guessing you're talking about. But
or YouTube's
let me go look.
Really not into comments.
Yeah, maybe they figured out our workaround and has decided to mess with us again. Community post. No, it says that there's comments in the community post. On the computer anyways.
Yeah, if you do it over the computer, it works. But if you do it on your mobile phone, then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because it redirects it incorrectly.
So, is it getting warm for you guys wherever you are? Because it's definitely warming up for us over here. Exactly. The comments do not work from the smartphone. Yeah, I know.
You gotta take out the laptop.
I know. It's a bummer. But if you go to... The long way to go around and on the smartphone would be to click on our account and then go to our channel page and then tab over to the community tab, and then you can go to each community post. I'm assuming that works. So Karim Elm is Moroccan living in Boston.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Boston's a cool city.
How are you guys all hanging in there? You guys are all doing okay? I hope you guys are all healthy. So cliche these days to ask people if they're healthy, but you know, it's the
new world.
It's the new world. But you know, we're good. We are hanging in there. We actually, you know, I mean, the indie projects and you know, whoever else lives this lifestyle knows this really well. It's pretty normal for us, and I guess especially for us that have 3 kids, a lot of parents, a lot of this is new to most parents, having their kids at home all the time, working from home all the time, but that's
homeschooling.
That's our lives, you know. So really, the big difference for us is being in the apartment. So yeah, you're stuck in Morocco, huh?
Oh, are you in a camper? Are you in a camper stuck in Morocco like we were for a bit?
Yeah. From Morocco, living in Boston. So I'm guessing you're from Boston, but stuck in Morocco? Yeah. Super lucky that the DIY store just opened. Okay, well, we're hoping maybe more stores open. So in Croatia, tomorrow actually is phase 2. Honolulu 115 from Hawaii. Awesome. Oh my God, 105 Fahrenheit today. Where in Morocco are you, Karim? 105.
It has to be in the south.
Yeah, I'm guessing inland in the south. Because we just uploaded our video from the end of February, and that was...
it was high 70s.
Yeah. But in the video, I talk about how I was expecting it to get hot any minute now.
Yeah.
But it was like 2 months ago. No, 2 months? Yeah, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
A little more than 2 months ago. Yeah, I think parents are either respecting homeschoolers now or they think we're nuts. So it's one of the two. Maybe a little bit of both. Yeah.
A lot of people look at our lifestyle and we're constantly planning, working from home or working from the van, homeschooling the kids, and a lot of people say, "Oh, how's your vacation?" Like, yeah. This is not a vacation to balance work and kids and, you know, everyday life. So I think a lot of people now understand it's not a vacation.
Sidi Slimani, far away from the capital, 100 kilometers from the capital. So I'm guessing 100 kilometers inland from Rabat. Let me see where it is. Yeah. Did we go by there? Were we near there at all? We never made it to that part of Morocco, I don't think, because we were supposed to go through Rabat again, going north. Yeah, we drove around on both sides. We drove along the coast, on the way back up, and then we drove towards Fez on the way down on the east. So yeah, you're right in that northwestern part in the middle where we didn't make it to, but we will when we go back. When we go back, we're really hoping, like everybody, I guess, that traveling the way that we normally do can be done again. It's hard to know. We don't know if even by like January what things will look like. So right now, the best we can hope for is that we can stay within Croatia and roam around Croatia for the summer.
But not yet.
So yeah, Life Unrealistic wants to know where we are. I'm assuming you're asking us. We're in Croatia. We're in Split. So Split is the second biggest city in Croatia. And Split is actually doing really good as far as the outbreak goes. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it has to do with the actual country or how it's handled things, or if it's just the pure geography thing. I know there's a lot of reasons really, so it's really hard to know. But for whatever reason it is, the numbers are really good here. Mm-hmm. So I think we made the right choice to come back. Our next video about Marzuga, yes. In fact, I have been looking at lots and lots and lots of footage from our time in Marzuga, and it's so cool. I don't know how the story will work because I have a lot of video and I have we spent 5 days there or something like that. And we camped at Haven La Chance, the campground, right on the edge of the sand dunes. So we had an amazing time there in Marzuga, and we don't know if we have the whole story. Like the way that I'm making these videos now, I think it's a different way of doing it than before. Before, when we're doing them from the road, I'm trying to edit them fast, with minimal effort possible. I'm putting a little bit more effort into it now, but still, we're juggling school and work and video and stuff. But being here, that we're not really doing anything, I can spend a little bit more time. So I'm doing some voiceover. So wherever I have some holes in my footage, I can do some voiceover to kind of tell the story better. So I think it will be cool. I think the Marzuga will be cool. We never ridden dromedaries. I don't know if we've ever seen dromedary. Maybe in touristy places where there's a pet dromedary or a zoo or something, like when
Florida maybe.
And maybe some places where we've seen that, but this was just dromedaries in Marzuga, in a lot of places in Morocco. Really, it's like a horse or a cow, So that's really cool.
Fancy horse.
Yeah, fancy, cool looking horse that always looks like they're smiling.
Yeah, it makes really funny sounds.
Yeah. Looks. We're really looking forward to going back there next year, assuming everything's in the clear. But but for now, we're making the best of what we got. We uploaded a video on our other channel, also called Freely Roaming, which is a channel that we started at the end of last year. That more of an educational channel to show people how we travel and what we do. So really what that channel is for all the stuff that people ask us questions about. Either, sometimes we'll do these live streams and then we'll answer in these live streams, but other things that people ask us constantly, we're now making videos and we're posting it over there. It's youtube.com/freelyroaming. But we just made a video about our February budget. Mm-hmm. How much money we spend traveling each month. So we did one for January. That was before we went to Morocco. And then we just uploaded one for February, which half of it was in Morocco, but it also includes the initial cost of getting there, which included getting cell phones, getting SIM cards, getting car insurance, and then taking the ferry across. Mm. But that was for the first 14 days we were in Spain, and the second 14 day or 15 days of February we were in Morocco. So, gives people an idea. If you've never been to Morocco, I know there's a lot of Moroccans that have began to follow us since our videos were up about us trying to get on the ferry to get out. But if you're interested in traveling Morocco, you want to know more about it, and you're interested in trying to see the logistics, we're sharing that kind of stuff over there. Whereas Mali Mish this is where we upload videos of the actual traveling places we go. So, and yeah, just earlier, maybe like an hour ago, I just uploaded a video of us camping at the reservoir, at the barrage, north of Eritrea, and about 2 hours north of Merzouga. We spent like 4 or 5 days there. It was probably, I think it was the first wild camping place in Morocco where we decided to like set up camp and just stay a while. So that was really cool. And that was also, by the time we left there, we had split our time. That was 2 weeks by the time we left the reservoir. And we had spent 2 weeks camping at campgrounds and then 2 weeks wild camping. So at the end of that video, we felt really comfortable with the whole area, the whole got a lot of familiarity with, how to, like what stores to buy food, like what camping is like, going to, all the different places like the highways and the roads and all that stuff. So yeah.
We also met friends there, and so we started, or at the Mid-Atlas where we saw the monkeys, we've met people there, and then we caravanned and camped together there. So that was fun. Yeah,
so the Lua Head wants to know if we ever go back to Morocco. Of course, actually, maybe you just joined us. Our plan is to go back and redo our trip, assuming we're able to do that next winter. So 40 Celsius there in Marrakesh. Wow.
How hot is that? That sounds hot.
That's pretty hot. That's hot. It's over 100. 40 C, 104.
Woo.
It's hot. Hope you have air conditioning. Or maybe a place to cool down, like a swimming pool or something. Croatia is like, it is a sort of a lockdown because, when we first came back, we've been back, how long did we say we've been back?
32 days.
Okay, we've been back 4.5 weeks. The first 2 weeks, the first 14 days, we were locked down. Like, we were personally on lockdown, meaning that we can't even step out of the door of this apartment. Because we're coming in from outside of the country, so we had to be quarantined to make sure that we weren't infected. But after that, the lockdown isn't a hard lockdown. It's really just self-isolation. Like, we were able to go to the store. There's some restrictions, but I don't know how. I guess people follow them well enough because the numbers have stayed really low. So, and I know that the numbers are different when you talk about just tests, right? Because the case numbers really don't mean anything. The case numbers say more about how many tests have been done more than anything else. But so far, Croatia, it's still unfortunate, but there's been less than 100 fatalities. So, where are we now? We are in Split, Croatia. Robin Gould from South Africa. Hey, Robin.
Hello.
That's cool. Okay, which place did we like the most in Morocco? My gosh, I don't even know because Merzouga is really cool. Dade and Todra Gorges were really cool.
That drive that we did, that dirt road.
Yeah.
The 307.
Yeah, I mean we drove up Todra and then we went to the village that meets up on top, and then we came back down to Dade's. So yeah, and what else did we like?
We're just surprised on how different Morocco was. It's not all desert. Like, it's so green on the top, and there's so many mountain ranges. It was just so diverse.
I mean, really cool. You could tell if you just look at the satellite view, you can tell everything northwest of the Middle Atlas is super green. How much do we spend crossing Morocco to France? Okay, so when we came back, basically what they charged. Did we miss any other questions?
It wasn't cheap.
No. It wasn't cheap. What they charge is double. So when we got on the ferry to go back to Europe, they sent a boat. Supposedly sent it from France, but I have a feeling they came from Spain because they had a full Spanish crew. But it took us back to France. So they charged us basically a round trip price. So for a normal vehicle or for a regular size van under 7 meters and 2 adults, it was 1,200 euros, which is a normal price for round trip, except in this particular one, it was just one way.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted a cabin, it was going to be like another 50 or 100 euros per person more. And then for each extra person was like another 200 euros more or something like that. So it was not cheap.
How much was it for us?
I think it was like 2,000 euros or something. Yeah. But the thing about, if you watched I don't know how many of you watched the Freely Roaming videos, but when we talked about our budget for February, we actually have all of our budget for March already done too, which includes that 2,000 euro ferry ticket. Our cost in March wasn't that much more than February, even though we had to pay for that extremely outrageously priced ferry. And by the way, like when we were there, when we decided to go back and we went up there and then we were stuck and we couldn't leave, when they organized the ferry, you had no choice. You had to take the ferry. In fact, they didn't give people an option to not take the ferry, is what we heard anyways. At the beginning, they were like, okay, if you don't want to take the ferry, you can go find a campground. But then I think towards the end, they were like, no, you have to take the ferry. If you're here, you have to take the ferry. So it's not cheap. But, we paid almost double what a normal couple would pay in a van just because it was 5 people plus a cabin. And in a situation like that, we absolutely wanted to have a cabin because it was 2 nights. It was 2 nights, and you didn't want to just be in an open area with a seat. At least, we don't know yet how really severe this thing is. We weren't so much worried about us because we're relatively young and our kids are obviously really young, but we didn't know whether or not we were infected or not. Maybe we had, because when you think back, it's like, well, remember when Luca had a fever, or maybe he had stomach problems. Like, was that because he was infected? And then remember when Ava had this? Remember when we had headaches and we couldn't sleep for like a couple weeks and at the beginning of March? Did we have it? So you start to overthink this. So, it's really hard for us to know, did we actually catch the virus and have gotten over it? Because we have no way of getting tests, especially since our symptoms, if we had it, it was nowhere from being severe. So yeah, we don't really know. So we didn't want to be on a ferry, be on a boat with hundreds of other people who were mostly older couples and get them sick. So
plus 3 kids sleeping in chairs for
oh my God.
3 days would be torture.
It was torture. And we brought our own food. We cooked a whole bunch of food when we were at the isolation camp, and then we brought all the food on, and then had we just been outside in the open area, we wouldn't have a place to keep it or eat or anything like that. So okay, when the corona is under control, so I'm assuming the corona, because we
or will we go back?
I don't know if we'll go back directly, because I don't know when it's going to open back up. Yeah. If it opens back up in September, which I don't think it's going to, or October. So basically, as you guys can tell, we're Americans. I hope that part is fairly clear. But Marlene has dual citizenship, and the kids have dual citizenship as well. But I have Croatian residency, which I'm able to apply for through Marlene. But every October, we have to be back in Croatia to renew my residency for the following year. So it doesn't look like it's going to happen that between now and October, there'll be just free-for-all travel again. Mm-hmm. So it looks like we're going to be here until at least October. And then from October on, we'll have to be here reapplying for my residency renewal.
Right, till December.
And then hopefully by the time that, that renewal is completed, which usually happens, we don't get it until after January. And then we leave just like we did last year, or this early this year. Actually, we're closer to when we left here than when we leave again. So in January, we left here to drive across Italy, France, Spain on our way to Morocco in January. So it'll be probably like that, and hopefully that traveling will be possible. Let's see.
We're at Karen's.
Karen. Good news about Croatia. Pool, yes. AC, no. Thanks for your blogs. Tangier helps our decision to stay put. Oh, great. Yeah. So I heard that there was a ferry that went to Italy.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that it seems like some people got back on that ferry. But I also heard that it was like very unreliable, like whether or not it was going to happen. Like
you kept getting canceled or pushed
people
back,
kept saying that you can't go. Yes, it's going to go. No, you can't go. So I was still following a lot of that activity for many days after we came back. So we still have friends there right now. In fact, if you just watch the video that I just uploaded. At the lake, the people that we were camping with were the people that we met up in the cedar forest in the Middle Atlas when we saw the monkeys from the video before that. So we met Alex, Morena, we met Antoine and Alize in the cedar forest, and then it was from there we started traveling with them. So that was really cool because Antoine and Alize, they're from a French island in the Caribbean, Guadeloupe, and but he's originally from mainland France. But they're traveling Europe, and then we met him there. And then Alex and Morena, they're from Germany, and for the 2 years that we're traveling all across Europe, we never actually met up with other people like we did when we met up with these people in Morocco, because it felt like there was like a bond. I think when people travel to Morocco, you have this bond with them. It's like we're all traveling. We all wanted to come to Morocco together. It's not just like we're going to Spain because it's warm. It's not like we're going to like Greece because of the beaches. It's like we all have this like desire to go visit Morocco, the country. So like instantly we have a bond. So it's actually in the 2 years that we've been in Europe, that was the first place where we're like, these people are cool. Let's hang out with them. So we travel with them. In fact, they're still there. When the last place we were at before we had to take these puppies that we found to the animal shelter in Agadir, we were in Tafaru. And at the same place where we left to bring the puppies to the shelter, our friends from today's video that I just uploaded, they're still there right now. So, we have friends that we're trying to stay up to date with what's going on over there. And hopefully we'll be able to hang out and meet up with them again. So let's see what else. Nabil, Goria, I'm planning to do it and I'm following you, hoping in the end gives us the total cost and advices. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we will definitely do that. We are planning to do this whole budget thing for the entire year. And we have, like I said, we have all the numbers for March already. And we're gonna give you all that. Just to let you know, like I said, even with the 2,000 euro ferry that we paid to come back in March, we are still very close to all of the other months. That's because we spend very little money in Morocco. Because camping is relatively inexpensive compared to Europe. And, the expensive stuff is like beer and wine, right? If you want to buy beer and buy wine, it's like double the price. Mm-hmm. But we kind of went to Morocco prepared. So whatever beer and wine that we wanted to buy, we brought a bunch with us. Mm-hmm. I think we bought like some beer once at a Carrefour in Ouarzazate. But that's it. You know, so the groceries are cheap. I mean, if you go to Carrefour, it's kind of expensive. Yeah. But, you know, if you go to the little markets, it's cheap. I mean, sometimes we'll go like shopping at a you know, regular like, you know, local market, and it's like we get a bunch of vegetables and then they'll tell us how much it is, and then I'll think it's like 10 times the amount because the price sounds so cheap. So yeah.
And Morocco's such a large country too with open space. It's easier to wild camp in Morocco than a lot of places like in Western Europe.
For sure. Like West Europe is very crowded, you know, because of this whole like pandemic thing. I've been looking at just numbers a lot, just like population density of different countries, and I mean there are a lot of people. Morocco has a pretty large population, but you know, U.S. population is really high too. What is I want to say it's like, what is that, 30 million? Let me look this up. Yeah, Morocco's 36 million people, right? So that's like about a tenth of the size of the United States, which is like 330 million. But Europe is like 700, almost 800 million people in Europe. You know, so Europe is really crowded. So yeah, Morocco has a lot of wide open space. But it does seem like even when you're like in the middle of nowhere, there's always somebody walking.
A lot of shepherds too.
A lot of shepherds, yeah. Like, a lot of goat herders.
There's nobody here. And it's like, oh, hi.
Yeah, because you don't even know. There's like, we haven't passed the village in like an hour on the road. And then we don't see anything coming up for another hour. But then there's like a shepherd, you know, just walking with like 100 goats or 100 sheep. So yeah, it's crazy. Okay, let's see. Okay, right. So Karen is, she says, right.
On the ferry.
About the ferry, yep. Yeah. So I hope, good luck to you. I hope that you get back on and make it home safely. Let's see. Thank you for the flowers. Simo. I did the same thing, thinking back, like, did I get it when I had... Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people have that, right? Is it Amy? A lot of people have that. I mean, I think sometimes I wish that if I had it, that my symptoms were more typical, so I can be more certain that I had it.
Really?
Well, I mean, not severe, but typical, you know, because we didn't have the dry cough.
No.
And we didn't have like shortness of breath.
No.
No, but we had like headaches.
I was super tired.
Yeah, we had tiredness. Yeah, and then we had some stomach problems, which we didn't know if it was food or you know, water related, but. Yeah, it's hard not to wonder and to not know. I know. So, you know, I mean, I really wish that, you know, we'll get to the point where tests are widely available. So, Slick NYC from New York City. How's it going?
Hello.
It's New York City is a tough place to be. I hope you guys are doing well. Did we ever consider keeping one of those puppies every second when we had those puppies?
All of them, not just one.
Yeah, not just one. Every single second, from the moment we got these puppies, we found these puppies, we didn't talk about it out loud because we didn't want to go down that road until we, you know, because when you first find these, we didn't know how many were going to survive or if any. We didn't know. In fact, when we first saw them, it was actually our friend Alex. I walked over there when we were in Tafru. I walked over to his van to, you know, see what's up, see what they're doing. And then she's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey, and we're just hanging out. What are you guys up to? And he's like, do you want to come see this box I found over here? And I was like, this sounds kind of scary. What do you mean? So no, like, I found this box. It's on the other side of the road. There's a box of puppies. I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, it was our friend Alex. He had a hard time. I mean, he's an animal lover too, but he has a dog that he travels with in his van. So he knew that it wasn't going to be possible for him to take care of these dogs. So I walked with him over there, and I looked in the box and I saw those 6 puppies. And like, you can't just leave them. I mean, I know that by working with Morocco Animal Aid and the InSwamp project, these 2 animal shelters in southern Morocco along the coast, we've learned how difficult these animals, these stray animals, and how difficult their lives are in Morocco. And sometimes when you rescue them, unless you can find them a home, they may not have a better life. So now we know that. Now we know how difficult it is. So now we are especially trying to find ways to, find homes for them. But anyways, we didn't want to entertain the idea of keeping any of them, but it was always in the back of our mind. And we also knew, just by asking a few simple questions, that taking them to Europe is next to impossible, especially given the situation, because they can't have rabies or any kind of vaccinations for like when we found them, they were just days old. So it was going to be at least another 2 months before they could get any vaccinations. And then from that point on, they have to wait another like a month or something before they can be even legal to bring to Europe. So we knew that wasn't going to be possible, and we weren't going back to North America anytime soon. So, but the short answer for that is we're hoping that we will find homes for them in North America, assuming that the travel ban is lifted at some point soon, so that the Morocco Animal Aid will be able to find a way to get them on a plane to North America. And we actually have homes for all of them already. So, and one of them potentially may be one of our siblings, maybe 2 of them. We'll see. And if it is, it'd be awesome, because that means we'll be able to see 1 or 2 of these puppies become an old lady. So yeah. Oh, Franco Ljubitic from Ireland.
Hello.
Hi, Franco. New York City's doing better now. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm really happy about that. But, it's still, the number's still high, but people are doing the right thing. And I think, like Italy, because it was so high, it takes time for it to come down. But I think people are doing the right thing, even if it's painful financially and emotionally. I think, the emotional thing is a really hard thing for, I think, a lot of people, right? Because, like I was saying at the beginning of this live stream, like, it's somewhat easy for us to do this, but it's not normal for a lot of people. Let's see. School's closed for the rest of school. Yeah. I mean, we're already in May, right? So there's only a couple months of school left anyways. And fall school opening is rumored to be 50-50. Yeah. You just can't. I don't think anybody really knows that far ahead. Who knows what will happen in September. So, all right, Karen. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us. So, yeah, I don't think anybody really knows. I mean, it's hard to even know what happens, like, in December, Because if you, okay.
Flares up again, and then we're in Morocco again, and then we're...
Yeah, but, okay, so
or anywhere.
I've been learning a lot I've been researching a lot about epidemiology. I've been researching a lot about all of this related stuff. I'm sure a lot of you guys have too, because of all this. I mean, number one, this is the thing that we're constantly thinking about. So naturally, we're going to look things up. And number two, we have nothing else but time right now, right? So looking up a lot of this stuff. So basically, I've been learning a lot about the R value, basically the infection rate of viruses or any kind of diseases. Until we have a vaccine, we're going to have increased infections. It's just a matter of how fast, right? So until we have a vaccine, the numbers are going to keep going up, but it may go up slowly. Some places, if they're able to really isolate people or really keep outsiders from coming in and their people from going out and then come back, if they can really isolate, then they may eradicate it in their country. Like places that have this possibility is like places like New Zealand. New Zealand's doing really well. Or like Hawaii, you know? New Zealand is like they're a small island far away from everybody except for Australia, basically. And as long as people aren't going in and out of New Zealand, and they have really low numbers as it is, so I don't know if this is true or not. They're claiming that they have practically eradicated coronavirus there. So that's a possibility. But outside of that, you're gonna your only thing you can do is control the reproduction rate, control the infection rate of this. The longer it goes, depending on the rate, more people will get it, and then at some point you'll get to a high enough infection percentage that, assuming immunity is a thing from some people who have had it, that you'll get to herd immunity eventually, whether that be like a month, like Sweden is trying to do, or like 5 years. You know, some places might take, but obviously before 5 years, we're gonna hopefully have vaccination next year. We'll see. Croatia is 51 out of 100,000 infected, which is very good. Yeah, I mean Croatia is like at the official number, as you saw, is like 2,000 something, you know, which is really good. But that's the official confirmed infections, right? So most likely the actual number is much, much higher, because I think they've only done something like 30 to 40,000 tests. So, but what's really great is that it's the number of people that have died from it is also very, very low. Mm-hmm. So the death rate is really what is, you know, the good number to look at. And of course, different regions will have different death rates, just because there'll be like, you know, if Arizona had a huge outbreak, for example, it would be really bad because their 65 and over population is very high compared to other countries. So yeah, for the United States, for example, we're at like almost 70,000, right? So at 70,000, realistically, if you think about 70,000, and I think the R naught value for this thing, I don't know if I'm getting too far into this, the epidemiology, is like we're talking like 40 million people. The estimate is that 40 million people have it in the United States. If you base it on the 2.2 R naught value, and only 1 point something million have been officially confirmed. So who knows? Anyways, Ray, hello Ray.
Hello.
Son of COVID. Yeah.
Part 2.
I don't know. I'm trying to stay away as far as I can from conspiracy theories. I mean, I believe in enough conspiracy theories to be, from time to time, embarrassed about talking about it. But the thing is, sometimes conspiracy theories come true, which, like in the United States, the conspiracy theory of mass surveillance was always on people's minds for decades. And then, of course, you know, with the Snowden thing, like, came out, it was actually true, right? But like with this one, like, I'm sticking with the science, you know. And yes, they're talking about there's a potential possibility of this thing being like engineered from the lab and released as a bioterrorism, attack. But like it's hard to think about that. It's hard to go down that road because it's not something we can control as individuals, right? So the only thing that we can control right now is how we behave, how we live in this world that we do. And of course, nobody, even if you wanted to like attack your enemy with this bioweapon, like you can't control it. You have to be able to control it yourself to be able to use it as a weapon. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it as a conspiracy theory.
I was getting water anymore. Back there, and it totally sounded like I was peeing, but it was just water from a refrigerator.
Sure. Now you're drinking your own pee. So, that's water.
Here's some water.
So yeah, we're hoping this year, next week. So Croatia, tomorrow we're gonna open up a little bit more because the numbers are good, and I think people are kind of behaving. So they're attempting to open up the economy, open up the country a little bit more, but not quite to the point yet where we can travel. But we're hoping the following week there's a possibility that we'll be able to get out of this apartment and get back in the van. But we brought so much of our stuff from the van up to the apartment. Now as we're getting close to the possibility of being able to leave, I feel like, oh man, it's gonna be so much work bringing all this stuff down.
So we went in the van today. It was empty.
Felt good in there.
Light.
I won't lie to you. It was nice. And then my hair is so long. I felt like my hair, the last time I cut my hair, which is, 3 or 4 weeks ago, was long. But I feel like this is longer. And then, I don't know. It's hard for me to cut my hair because the hair clippers I have is a 110 volt hair clipper. It only works in the inverter in the van, so I have to go into the van and cut my hair in the van in the parking lot, which is weird.
I don't want to clean it up.
Yeah. Some more water. Charlie Taylor 123, Montreal, has a Croatian friend named Rakitic. Can you tell where that's from?
No.
No? You're not one of those people that can look at names and know what part of Croatia it's
Well,
from?
I know they're moved to Canada because they got the CH instead of just a C with the line on it.
Montreal. But you have the CH too.
Yeah, I was born in the U.S.
Yeah. It's cool. Why does this thing keep giving me keyframe frequency errors?
I think you just ignore it.
Yeah, I wish I can just ignore this whole thing. Anyways. Let me get some more water. The kids are pretty quiet.
Yeah, I need to put him to bed soon, so I wrap it up.
Okay.
It's 11:30. He should be sleeping.
11:30?
See, it sounds like you're peeing back there.
I am peeing.
It's very slow.
It's very slow. Oh, look at it. It's so delayed, I'm just leaving right now. In the video.
He's a Barca player.
Barca player. Soccer. What's Barca?
Football, Dan.
Huh.
Say. What kind of Croatian resident are you, Dan, if you don't know about soccer?
I don't know. People look at us funny still. Like, I remember when we were down in the van earlier today, there was an old lady that walked by.
Yeah.
And then her face was all covered up.
Barcelona.
Oh, Barcelona. Soccer player. Football. Old lady whose face was all covered up and walking by and sees us like doing stuff in the van and looks right away at the license plate and then stops. Keeps walking. Because I'm sure people are super, even people in this building, when they, more than one time they've approached us and said, yeah, you can't park your car here. And we're like, but we live here. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I'll tell everybody then, because people have been asking. And then again, like when we came back a month ago, and they're like, how long going to be here? It's like, we're like, well, we live here. So yeah, people are very, very intrigued everywhere we go, just because, you and the kids, maybe the kids a little bit, you not so much, but you dress like an American, but I don't look like I'm from here, obviously. So even wearing a mask and like sunglasses, people know. So
especially we walk around with cameras, and it's like, we look like we're tourists right now. We're just taking pictures because we like it.
That's what we do. I know.
So people are like, why are you guys here on vacation right now?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I think people think like we're on vacation and probably say bad things about us, when they go home. It's like, I can't believe there's people here on vacation, touring. They're not supposed to be here. But, yeah. It's what it is. So, okay. Do I have anything else to share? I'm getting a little tired.
Yeah.
It is 11:30 here in Croatia. Tomorrow's Monday. Not that it makes a difference, but we got to put the kids to bed. The kids had an out school class up until like a little over an hour ago.
Yeah.
So
I really liked it. Everybody's up a little later today.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Are we good?
Yeah.
I hope you guys are all doing well. And thanks all of you guys for watching our videos. And I hope you guys, if you travel, if you aspire to travel, if you're just having fun watching us put videos up of our traveling, we appreciate you guys for all that. But we will all get back to doing the things that we love, whatever that may be. So hang in there. All right, guys? I wish you guys the best, and we'll see you guys in the next live stream.
Thanks for joining.